So it is no secret that I'm a big fan of journaling. I love a fresh notebook. I love to put pen to paper. I just love journaling. It increases my productivity. It decreases my anxiety. It honestly helps me navigate my way through a lot of the stressors that come about in our life. And I get a lot of questions from you guys asking, you're like, I want to start journaling, but I don't really know how to do it. Or what do you journal about? How can I use journaling to minimize my stress and increase my productivity? So today in this video, I'm going to share with you how I journal and what I journal about. So first, I need to be clear. I am not a Dear Diary journaler. Is journaler a word? I don't really know. But I'm not like, hey, Dear Diary, this is how I'm feeling today. Really, it's a lot of lists, it's a lot of planning, a lot of arrows, and like random thoughts on the paper. So if you feel like that's how you need to journal, you need to get out of that headspace. It is seriously about getting your thoughts out on the paper. Don't worry about what it looks like. So I journal in two different situations. So the first is in the morning, and I have a video all about my morning routine. You can find it here. I wake up in the morning and I like to get a notebook. I have my coffee, I open it up, and I will list all the things that I am grateful for. I will write out my goals, like my big goals in life. I will plan my day. What do I want to accomplish? How do I want to feel at the end of the day? I just get all of my thoughts out on paper and make a plan. This really keeps me focused on what I want in life, what I want to achieve, keeps my big dreams at the forefront of my mind, and it helps increase my productivity. So to give you an example of things that I write down, so for 2 years in my business, all I wanted was to have someone help me record my videos and to edit them. And my big dream came true. Look, they're here with me right now. These guys are the best. So I'm all about putting my big dreams, my small dreams, all the things I want to accomplish onto paper, and you'll be surprised how often they come true. I actually want to do another example of how this has come true for me years and years ago. And this is what's really cool, because it's nice to be able to look back on things that you have written out. I wrote a list of all of the things or qualities I wanted in my dream partner. And I found this list a couple years ago, and this is basically Darren on a piece of paper. So it's super cool not only to get your thoughts out on paper, but to look back years later and see what's come true. The second situation where I tend to journal is when I'm anxious or stressed. And as I've talked about in this Instagram post, I really suffer from anxiety. It is something that has been debilitating for me. It has been an ongoing battle, and I've learned that journaling helps so much. So when I'm feeling anxious, I will write out exactly what's going on, exactly what I'm feeling, and then I'll ask myself questions like, is this true? Because sometimes we tell ourselves stories or we get kind of in this spiral of thoughts when it really doesn't do anything and it's actually not true and it's not something we actually need to be worried about. So I'll ask myself, is this true? What can I do to minimize the impact it has on me? How am I going to react to the stressor when it happens? Journaling out my plan and my thoughts and what's actually going on has been huge for me when it comes to, like I said, navigating this anxiety and addressing my stepfamily stressors. So often when it comes to my stepfamily stressors, before it happens, like maybe before our week on with the kids, or maybe, at the very beginning of my stepmom career, if you will, I would do this before I would have an encounter with my husband's first wife. Like anything that causes me anxiety, I like to journal it out and make a plan, because it just helps me feel a lot more in control of what feels like a super uncontrollable situation. So basically, guys, I just journal to keep my head on straight. It helps me in the morning, it helps me when I'm stressed, and honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. So what I want you to do, if you're feeling like you are maybe in the same headspace as I am sometimes, grab yourself a book. It doesn't have to be pretty, but it's really nice if it is, and just put pen to paper. Lists, arrows, brain dump, get all your thoughts out there. You will feel so good. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you journal or if you have a different way of journaling, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, share this with a stepmom or actually anyone who needs it. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. He's like all but 3 things. I'm like, not kidding. How weird is that?
That is
like so freaking weird. I went to the psychic and she's like, told me all this stuff and I was like, this is the most, I've just wasted $60. And so she gave me this paper and I wrote it out and literally like,
wow.
I came home from Darren's house and was like, oh my God, that freaking paper. Got it out from underneath my bed and I was like, oh my God, that's really weird.
Super strange.